Hello and welcome to this drum lesson for Africa by TOTO. So, lovely tune as always. So let's get right into this. Now, there's a couple of things. The way I play this is the way that Jeff Porcaro, well, I play it trying to play it the way that Jeff Porcaro plays it live, or did play it live. R.I.P. So yeah, Jeff Porcaro, if you don't know who he is one of the greatest drummers, session drummers that's ever lived, really. A massive influence on me. And hopefully some of his playing seep through, but he's a mammoth. Anyway, so the way he plays it live, which is different to the recording, is the verses on the studio version. It's like a snare drum, like a sort of big, deep 80s snare drum. When he plays it live, though, he plays it cross stick, and I play this live quite a bit, and it works really well. And it works so much better than a snare backbeat in the verses, I think. Works for me anyway. So, and also you can. I feel this song is in, well, the drums, I feel the drums are in 2/4, but you can also count it in 4/4 because it's basically the same thing. But it's a 16th note pattern, and what we're doing is we're layering bass drums basically under the backbeat on 2. So I'll just play it for you and then we'll break it down. Okay, so what I'm doing is if you break it down to 2/4, I think it's even easier to understand. So we're doing 16th notes, and we're doing bass drums on 1, last 16th note of beat 1, and then 2, which is the layering under the backbeat. And again, live, what he does, not in the studio recording, is like an open every 2 bars of 4. That is basically the verses. So there's also a bit of accent patterns going on here. It's quite tricky to get that going because it's obviously quite quick to play 16th notes, but there's also a bit of an accent feel there, like a also, because it's quite quick, doing the open gives you a little bit of a breather from the and also it kind of adds to the feel, I think. Like if it's always without any kind of dynamics or little gaps, it can feel a little bit rigid. So sort of giving those opens gives yourself a bit of time to kind of tidy up your groove, I find. But yeah, adding a bit of dynamics to the hi-hat and it really comes alive. And also in the studio recording there's lots of gongs and cymbals, so obviously a gong is very hard to emulate, but sort of a few cymbal hits here and there are quite nice in the verses. Now then we've got the fill before the chorus. So the first fill before the chorus is a whole 4 bars, a whole bar of 4. there's a whole bar of 4. But then the second time it goes into the chorus, it's just a bar of 2. It's a shorter drum fill, basically. And those drum fills are like big flam on the toms. Again, live, he mixes up how he does those, and he mixes up the length of those drum fills. But on the record, it's a longer drum fill before the first chorus and then a shorter one before the second chorus, which is kind of cool because most drummers would do it the other way. Short drum fill and then a longer one, you know, building up, but it's quite nice to do that backwards. And then basically we're into the chorus, which is again the same pattern but on the ride cymbal. And again, the accenting on the bell gives it that feel as well. There's that little cheeky push at the end of the end of the chorus. It's a flam. Back into your verse. Back into your verse pattern. That's it basically. So really, the pattern is the same all the way through. You could simplify this pattern and not play 16th notes, play 8th notes. And it would work perfectly fine. No one would probably know, you know. So you can actually play this song really easily because that 8th note tempo is not fast. I just like trying to play it like Jeff. But you can easily do it with 8th notes and it sounds absolutely fine. And obviously do it with a snare drum. But I love the way that he does it live because it saves the snare for the chorus and it builds. Obviously in the studio version, you know, you've got recording techniques and stuff where it kind of works having snare all the way through, but live that works really well. And another bit after the sort of big solo section, in the live version he does this really cool drum fill which isn't in the studio version. That kind of thing. Which is great. All stuff like that. Check out some live versions of that song. There's some really, really good ones. And yeah, that's kind of cool because when you see a band live, you kind of want to see some vibes, don't you? So yeah, he brings it. He brings it. Right, so thanks a lot. That's the end of the lesson. Bye then. See you next time. Bye.